I treated him like an option. I told him I was busy. I didn't respond to his texts in a timely manner. I went out with other guys. Guess what? He ghosted me and never talked to me again because it doesn't feel good. But you know what he was doing before that? He was treating me like an option. He was disappearing for 10 days at a time, leaving me on red, ghosting me. And that only goes to show you the men, the ego of a man cannot take what they dish out, what they do to women. Their mindset is scary because in their minds, they think women have to take their abuse. Like, I'm like, are you paying me? Are you paying me a salary? Or like, why do I have to sit here and take your abuse? Like, why? I chose to be here and I can choose not to be here. I can go my way.
What? What are you talking about?
Damn, fam, this is just copium to the max. I mean, somebody called the copium hotline because this woman's about to OD. This seriously is probably one of the worst cases of a woman trying to take an L and turn it into a W by any means necessary. Let me get this straight. You think that you won because the guy who was treating you like an option, you started treating him like an option, and he ghosted you. Bam. That shows his insecurity, but you're somehow this awesome prize. So your claim to victory is that before you treated him like an option, he was ghosting you. So then after you started treating him like an option, he completely ghosted you. So that somehow, some way proves that you won. Some kind of competition you had in your own head. Next thing you know, these queens are going to say that they're high-value women and they're not going to settle. And that's right, queen, you shouldn't settle because the way I understand it, copium prices are going up. I don't know who's going to bankroll that next massive copium hit you're going to do. Jokes aside, for those of you who've been following my videos for more than a minute now, you know that I put plenty of examples like these. Gentlemen, you have to understand, a lot of times women will play things out in their heads and run with it as if it actually happened in real life. Hence how she was able to put 0 and 0 together and somehow come up with a 1. Moving on.
Here's the thing about dealing with an insecure man. An insecure man is going to get so uncomfortable whenever he sees you loving yourself and putting yourself first because it's going to trigger something in him. It's going to make him not like the fact that what you are doing is making you better than him. And he's like, oh no, panic, panic, panic. So what is he going to do? He's going to try to bring you down so that he can go back up. No, we don't let them do that. You keep going. On to the next.
Oh my, you go, Colleen. She's got it bad down. She knows exactly what she's talking about. But allow the Skrilla to give this Colleen another interpretation as to an insecure man. You see, when women say insecure man, that's a blanket statement. They love to throw on everything. And a few clues of the things that she said, like an insecure, it likes to bring you down because you are trying to better yourself. Well, my better than average woman needs translate will help out with that. In other words, a man who invokes his standards is insecure. So for example, if he asks you, hey, I want you to dress more modestly because we're together, you're seeing that as him trying to bring you down because for you, flaunting it somehow elevates your status, right? On to the next. Of course, it is completely your right to jump back on that carousel for the next ride. I mean, the car could still look good, but the next driver is going to notice that those treads are losing traction. Moving on.
An insecure man will become your worst nightmare, and dating an insecure guy will drive you insane. Because first, it's going to start with something simple. He'll ask for more reassurance, and you'll think, that makes sense. We're humans. Everybody wants reassurance. So you'll tell him that you like him. You'll show him that you're attracted to him, but it's not going to be enough because the conversation is going to come up time and time again. And then you realize, wait a second, I feel like this is more to do with you and you wanting me to make you feel good about yourself, which is not my job, rather than having anything to do with me. So you'll think the conversation is done and you'll think that he has understood you, but no, just when it's going well, it will come up again and he'll say, I feel like nothing has changed. I feel like you didn't adjust your behavior. I'm asking for simple things, when in reality, he's not asking for simple things. He's asking you to make himself feel good about himself. He's asking you to make himself feel secure and safe and like he's worth something, which you cannot do because you're the only person who can determine your self-worth. So this will go back and forth and you'll think, oh, well, it's just a simple matter. It will be resolved within time. But then it becomes an even bigger deal when you ask for something that you need, like you need a certain need to be met. Like you want to see him more, you want photos, you want on video calls, whatever. If it's a long distance relationship, even worse. You want something more. He's not going to be able to give it to you because he says he feels uncomfortable. It's awkward for him. He cannot get over himself. He will be a wuss in every sort of situation where you just are completely confused as to why it's a big deal. It will be a big deal for him, and it's going to drive you insane. So it's going to start with something simple, then it's going to escalate, and it's going to become a fight, and he's going to pin it on you. And he will say, well, if you were to give me more affection, then I would be more comfortable. And the girl, that is not the case, because everybody's responsible for their own comfort, for their own boundaries, and for their own self-worth.
Game over, man. It's game over.
I'm confused here. Well, not really. My young Colleen, aren't women the ones who constantly profess that they are the ones who build men up? But now when a guy actually asks for that part that you said that you were going to do, you label him insecure? I mean, this just proves those female claims can definitely be more than an empty promise. Almost like a relationship politician from a certain point of view. I mean, you demand that men be more emotional, and when they actually become more emotional, you're like, this wasn't my fave. I mean, this is practically Frankenstein's monster. You women built it, you got it. And she complained about a man being a big wuss. Gee, kind of like women want a stoic traditional man, but love to give that PCBS answer of, I want a man who expresses his emotions more with me. And let me say something, the guy's claim of her not being affectionate equals him not being comfortable happens to be a valid point when you're dealing with an emotional man, i.e., what these types of women have said they wanted over and over again. Because a guy who's completely stoic, traditional, and doesn't spend 5 hours talking about his fifis is toxic. Sister, all I gotta say is, this video that you made here, it's a classic case of buyer's remorse. There's no take-back policy. You're with the type of man that womanism was demanding that needs to be created. This is the new age guy. Yes, softer, gentler, sweeter, more emotions. You got him. So what are you complaining about? Oh, because he acts more like a girl. Somehow you thought that soft meant stoic. Somehow emotional meant he's going to be strong when you need him to be. Somehow you felt that talking about feelings meant that you could manipulate him 100% of the time. Seems to me like the student has become the master. You girls used to be able to manipulate stoic men. Now these emotional guys, they're trained up. They're like the reverse Flash. Now your greatest creation has become your worst nightmare. But don't worry, there's an ocean of men like him, raised by single mothers out there. Take your pick. Just don't expect them to be loaded with testosterone. Moving on.
Signs of an insecure man. An insecure man is like carbon monoxide poisoning. You don't see it until it hits you. Now, I'm not demonizing insecure men. We all have our own insecurities. But if he exhibits any of these extreme signs, you need to run. Like, run. Number one red flag is he is very stingy with his time. Time is money, right? It doesn't matter if you're dating a broke man or a rich man or somewhere in between. If he is stingy with his time, he either doesn't care about you or he's trying to play a power game with you. If he is so insecure in himself and he sees you as like the perfect person, or he puts you on a pedestal and he hates you for that, he's going to make you feel like you're asking for the world when you're asking for just a bit of his time. Now, don't get confused, because some insecure men who have a lot of money, they will shower you in gifts. This is because it costs nothing for them to shower you with gifts. If they make $50 million a year, getting you a $2,000 bag doesn't mean anything to them. This brings on to sign number 2, which is hot and cold behavior. Oftentimes, hot and cold behavior can say that the person's really not serious about you. But if you know that they have serious feelings for you, but they're still being hot and cold, it's because they're insecure. They will shower you with gifts, love bomb you occasionally, and then the next moment pull away and be like, oh, I don't have time today, or you're just being so demanding, like, can I just get some peace? That man, ladies and gentlemen, is insecure. Third sign of extreme insecurity in a man, you're not allowed to have problems. Especially if he sees you as privileged, like you look good, you smell good, you're educated, you're loyal, you're kind, you're funny, you're empathetic. And on top of that, all these men want you and you have a successful career. Oh no, that's like insecure's man worst nightmare.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Oh wow, the wisdom nuggets from this Colleen are amazing. I mean, she knows all the major red flags of insecure men. How dare any of us question it? Well, this gorilla dares. Her number 1 is insecure men are very stingy with their time. Listening to what she just said and giving it some thought, I believe that this gorilla can speak for the majority of men when I say, what the fuck? I mean, I believe we need more context here. A man who's insecure is not going to be stingy with his time. In fact, an insecure guy is going to give you all the time in the world because he's so insecure, he's going to want to smother you with something that he believes is the best thing. A secure guy, a guy who's on his game, a guy who's on his purpose, he's going to manage his time correctly because time is money, honey. Sounds to me like you got with a guy who was not insecure at all. He actually knew what he was doing, and he just allotted a small amount of time for you saying, hey, this is all I could do. And in your cope, you just said, okay, I have to throw some shaming language on this. Let's call it insecure. Number 2 is hot and cold behavior. Okay, how is that insecure again? Because a guy will love bomb you one day and the next day he just ignores you. Sweetheart, you really don't know much if you're calling that insecurity. That's the exact opposite. What you're not picking up on is you're getting side chick energy. You're getting side chick treatment. That's what it is. So he either has another main chick and he's trying to get you on the roster, or he's just too busy and he treats all his women as side chicks. And your third point of insecurity is you're not allowed to have problems because, as you said, you're beautiful and you're successful and you have everything going. Oh, that's an insecure man's worst nightmare? No, it sounds to me like if you have all that, a secure man's going to say, all right, you shouldn't have any problems then. If you're going to come to me with problems, bye. I don't need to handle this because you either got it or you don't. To be honest with you, that third one sounded like insecurity from your part, Colleen.
Because he wants to now put you down whenever you complain. If you had a traumatic childhood, you will notice that every time you start to speak about the awful things you went through in life, or just opening up to him, it's like, get over it. Why do you have such a victim mentality? It's not that serious. Not only is that gaslighting, but that's being dismissive and demeaning you. Now, an insecure man may in the beginning show you a lot of love and appreciation, but that's going to be very short-lived. Sooner or later, you'll see these red flags pop up. And on top of that, some of them, and I would say a lot of them, flirt with other women and cheat as well. They are so insecure that they will self-sabotage and ruin things for you too, just so he can save his ego. Remember this, guys. If a man truly loves himself, like wholeheartedly loves himself, he has very little ego. True unconditional love for yourself and for others does not include ego, especially unhealthy ego. He will be more patient, he will be more generous with you, he will have much more empathy and understanding of where you're coming from. But obviously this is just a video, this is just like a warning video. Don't feel pressured to leave your partner just because of these red flags. I like to dramatize certain things sometimes, because this is TikTok. But if you intuitively feel that this person can be healed and you have the patience, and I emphasize this, you have the patience, you have the free will, then yes, you can choose to stay with this person to see if they improve. But if it's taking away too much from you, some big sister advice, don't stay with them.
Wait. If the guy said get over it, it's not that serious, and you don't say what this horrific childhood trauma was, well, I'm sorry, chances are he may have been right about that one, sis. Flirts with other women and sleeps with other women is insecure? That's a sign of insecurity? Colleen, I'm actually curious what your actual definition of insecurity is. I mean, did you get it out of the Womanist Playbook or something? Because it doesn't sound like he's insecure. If anything, he's very secure. It sounds to me like you got hit with the reality of dating a high-value man, and you are trying to cope with it hard. On top of that, she slapped what true unconditional love should be for a man. Sister, newsflash, unconditional love is reserved for one's children only. Men and even women are loved conditionally in relationships. Now, this gorilla's favorite part of her entire video is the end. It's evident she is with a high-value man and doesn't want to leave him because he is hard to replace. This gorilla would venture to say this video's purpose was to scare off the competition. I mean, let's use some logic here. An attractive woman already said that the guy that she was with had cheated on her, but she's not going to leave him. That tells this gorilla that she's seen the girls that he's cheating on her with, and they're more attractive than she is. But he came back to her. So she came to her senses. Oh, well then I'm the main here. How hard is it to find a multimillionaire? Let me see. Yeah, not that easy. How hard is it for him to find women more attractive than me? A tad bit easier. Yeah, let me use this woman logic here. I'm going to put everything on blast on TikTok, but tell him I'm going to put up with it because of emotional reasons. To be honest with you, this gorilla says, hey, at the end of the day, you're making the right choice because dating a multimillionaire, that's a totally different ballgame, sister.
Damn, skip me.
I'm just saying, if you enjoy this audit, click on the video in the end screen for more content. If you would like to support the channel, please follow the link in the description to donate to our beer fund, or like, subscribe, and share this video on other social media platforms. If you agree or disagree with anything about this audit, please let us know in the comments. I'm going to leave this audit right here. I'll see all of you in the next episode.